Okay, from an experience. Please listen.
Okay, so a quick one. Growing up, I was molested by 3 different guys. So and not just 3 different guys, 2 relations that came to stay with us. So it was done directly under our roof. So growing up, okay, so it happened 14 years ago, 15 years ago. So over time, I thought I had healed. So it was more like using a cement to cover up something. So I never knew it was there. So this is the misconception that molested people end up molesting others. It's a misconception. Because I heard that a whole lot. So I got to realize that I had not healed. That was last year. I got my healing this year. Yeah. It was a tough one, but it was worth it. So many things were happening in my life when it comes to I have male friends around me, but you cannot see anything about love. It's not making sense to me. So I couldn't trace it to anything. I was thinking maybe it's just I'm fine. I was thinking I was fine. It was till last year. So it's a very wrong, it's a faulty opinion, because misconception is an opinion generated from somebody. It's faulty. So if you're out there and you were molested while growing up and you've always had this mindset, this misconception that because I was molested, it could be that it happened with somebody around you. That doesn't make it right. It doesn't mean that it is applicable. So it's a misconception. So if you are molested while growing up, there is a very high probability that you don't end up molesting others. Because if you ask me why am I sure, I'm sure because I didn't. And I held my heart was with me for 15 years. And I didn't. The only thing it did was that it was damaging me inside, and I never knew the cause till I traced it last year. So how did I know I have not healed? So we're in a meeting, we're talking about forgiveness. So somebody said, if you cannot forgive somebody, then that means you don't have Christ in you. I was like, I just turned. I didn't talk. So they gave us opportunity to talk about our life experiences. So immediately I opened my mouth to talk about it. I started crying. That was when I knew. I felt this heaviness. That was when I knew. And till that day, I didn't tell anybody about it. Nobody knows about it prior to that time. So after crying, I still didn't see it as anything. So over time, I wanted to go for a meeting. So I didn't know that was when I was going to get my healing. So I was thinking it's for another person. I didn't know it was for me. So long story cut short, within the period where I was trying to fix myself because I already know the problem. So one of the guys that molested me sent me friend requests on Facebook. I was seeing his face. I was seeing a monster. I was not seeing him. So, and in between those years, I was asking myself, did this thing really happen? I was 9 years old. Did this thing really happen? So I was in between, this thing did not happen. And that part of you that you are sure that this thing happened. But I couldn't place my hand. So I reached out to the guy. First of all, I was ready to fight him. And then I was working with an NGO that fights. I was ready to fight him. So I accepted his friend request. So I had to plan myself. I had to put up a conversation. I collected his number. Should in case he wants to deny it, I would trace him. I was really ready to fight him. So long story cut short, I was able to type everything for him, and he broke down. And then he was in university. I was in primary school. So I was asking him, what did you see in my body then? So he apologized. It was a long one. And he said he needs my phone. I told him, I can't forgive you now. You need to give me space. I mean, I reached out to you. That means I wanted the healing. So I told him to give me space. I thought about it. I prayed. I cried. I was imagining myself like, how did this kind of thing happen to me? It was a hard pill for me to swallow. But I was tired of staying there. I was tired of staying there because I knew it was going to affect my relationship or my marriage in the future. So if you're out there it is not true that you must. It is not true. Especially when you just carry it to God. And also, I will not forget to say that the part that God, the God factor, it's really helped me. Because this thing you talk about forgiveness, it is not easy. You know, it's easy when you are telling somebody forgive. But when you are the one there, you are there. So in front of you, they killed your parents, they raped you. I mean, you can kill anybody. So if you're out there, you can get your healing without having to put that hurt and pain on another person. Because if you end up molesting another person, you can't get your healing there. You keep damaging yourself, damaging your mind, damaging others. So your true healing can come from God and not from molesting others. And it's a very big misconception. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, let's appreciate her for sharing her story. This is it takes courage, and it takes a sincere heart that wants good for other persons to be able to share their story, you know, to overlook what they perceive me as and actually relate with people on the basis of what they've been through. Thank you so much. Really appreciate. So if you've been molested out there, we will still talk to you. Don't log out. If you have somebody who is been molested, you also need to connect the person. There is a whole lot that is going to be happening before we leave here. Just like she's healed, people will be healed too. People will be healed. And if you have maybe one ugly experience or the other, I think one thing that helps is talking about it.